Hi, boys and girls. It's so good to be here today. You're just being so perfectly behaved. Wow, what a thrill to be able to come back to West Avenue Elementary. I've made several visits here and I love this school. And I want to really quickly not only thank you for being here today for Project Tornado, but I want to thank my friend Jesse with WISD TV, who is making this a video presentation that's going to be on the web. And folks all over the world will be able to see us. Isn't that cool? All over the globe. I mean, that is awesomely cool. So thank you, WISD TV. Okay, now, boys and girls, we are ready to get our tornado safety swag on. Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah! We may leave this earth someday, but it will not be in a tornado. Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah! All right. You look like you are primed and ready. My program, Project Tornado, is designed to help you, to empower you on the knowledge that you need in order to be safe. But it's more important than just that. Today, I want you to make me a promise that you will share the knowledge about weather safety that we talk about. I want you to promise that you will share that with your family and help me come up with a safety plan for all of your households. That way, if you're not at home someday and your family is there, they will know what to do because you are going to be their teacher today. What you learn, I'm hoping you'll pass on so that you'll be able to get your family all smart and geared up for what they might need to know if we should ever have a big storm or tornado come through. So if you're willing to do that, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah! All right, awesome. Okay, now first of all, could I impose upon my teachers to come up and count out the appropriate number? Because boys and girls, I brought each one of you one of my Project Tornado books that you get to take home and keep. And teachers, if you would be so kind as to come on up and count out the number for your individual classes. Boys and girls, your teachers will hand these out later on today once we leave this cafeteria and you get back to wherever you're going. Believe me, we'll make sure we have one of these for you today. Now, my program, as I said, is all about having a safety plan in case the weather gets stormy. By raising your hand, how many here get nervous when you hear boom, 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 thunder, and see lightning and hear that a storm is coming through? This book is for you. This book will help you to understand how to be safe during stormy weather. Now, when you get your copy later on today, I want you to do me a favor and I want you to look through the whole booklet. But I also want you to look at the back of the booklet on pages 16 and 17, because on those pages, I've put in my booklet some real cool weather experiments that you can do in your free time, like how to make lightning in your mouth. I'm not kidding, it's in the book. You can learn how to make thunder in a soda can. I'm not kidding, it's in the book. You can learn how to make icy cold frost, even on a blistering hot West Avenue Elementary day. I'm not kidding, it's in the book. You can learn how to separate the glorious rays of the sun into a multitude of colors right before your very eyes. I'm not kidding, it's in the book. But most important of all, boys and girls, you can learn how to survive the largest storms on planet Earth. You can learn how to be safe from lightning. You can learn how to live through a Texas tornado. I'm not kidding. It's in. That's where it is. It's in the book. So when you get your copy, I want you to be sure and check those out. Okay, now I mentioned just a second ago the largest storm on planet Earth. And I'm wondering, first of all, where are my first graders? Where are my first graders? All right, first grade in the house. Where are my second graders? Oh, right up here in the powder burn section. Good. Where are the third graders? Oh, right over here. All right. Glad to have all you first, second, and third graders here with me on Project Tornado Day at West Avenue. Now, I mentioned that there is a particular storm that is the largest on the earth. By raising your hand, who knows what the name of the largest storm on the planet is? What is it called? The largest storm on the planet. And thank you for raising your hand. So many times when I go out to schools and do these visits, I'll ask a question, and some children they just never learn to raise their hand before they speak, and I'm glad that you know to raise your hand before you speak. So, what is the name of the largest storm on the planet? Oh, thank you for raising your hands. I like seeing hands being raised. How about, let's get some guesses. The name of the largest storm on the planet. How about this student right here? What's it called? Say that again. Give that student a hand. It's a hurricane. Wow. How smart you are. How many of you knew it was a hurricane? Oh, yeah, you are all smart. All right. Well, on pages 12 and 13 in your Project Tornado book, some really cool pictures and information about these magnificent weather engines. And boys and girls, yes, a hurricane is the largest storm on planet Earth. It always starts where? Over the water, over the oceans, over the seas, over the gulfs. And because they start slowly out over the water, far from land, we can warn people they're coming. We can warn people that a hurricane or a tropical storm is coming days, if not weeks, before they arrive. And that's the good thing about these storms. But the hurricane and tropical storm's little cousin, the tornado, doesn't give us that much warning time. That's why my Project Tornado program is here today. Because when tornadoes happen, boys and girls, they can happen with little or no warning. So you've already got to know what to do in order to be safe. So that's what our focus is today. But we're also going to talk about a lot of different things during Project Tornado here today, like lightning. We're going to talk about lightning right now. Lightning is electricity that develops at the top of big thunderstorms. Lightning is high velocity electricity. It generates incredible heat as it streaks across the sky. And you will find in your Project Tornado booklet an entire section on this phenomenon, lightning. Do y'all mind if I tell you kind of a freaky story about lightning? Yeah. All right, everybody get real quiet, eyes and ears right here. This is not only a freaky story about lightning, but it's a true story. And I tell it all the time when I go to schools, and a lot of boys and girls just can hardly believe it, but it's true. Years ago, there was a fella who played golf. And he loved to play golf as often as he could. And one day, where he lived, he played golf at the Fox Meadows Golf Course. Boys and girls, that's up in Memphis, Tennessee. And on this particular day that he decided to play golf, he headed out with his golf clubs to the Fox Meadows Golf Course. It was a day kind of like today. It started out with beautiful sunshine. And golf is kind of a fun game. I try, but I'm not very good at it. Golf is designed to be played on a golf course that typically has 18 different holes. And you move from one hole to the next hole. And you try to get a hole in one. That's the object of the game. Very few people can do that. I certainly cannot. But on this day, this golfer went to the golf course and he played the first 9 holes, because a golf course is split into the front 9 and the back 9, because 9 plus 9 equals 18. That's right. Well, he played the front 9 holes, and typically after you play your first 9 holes, you're pretty tired, so you go to the golf club clubhouse and you sit down and relax and drink some water and rest before you go play the back 9. And that's what this golfer did. True story. He went to the clubhouse, he sat down with some friends of his, and while they were sitting there resting, getting ready to play the back 9 holes, the golf club manager walked up to their table and he said, "Fellas, I really don't think you should try to play the back 9 today, because just within the last 35 to 45 minutes, thunderstorms have begun erupting around the golf course, and we're seeing lightning in the sky." Well, this golfer, he looked over at his friends and he said, "I'm not going to let a little bit of lightning keep me from playing those back 9 holes." And so he grabbed his golf clubs, said so long to his friends, and he headed out to play the back 9. True story. He got to the 10th hole. He played the 10th hole. He moved on to the 11th hole. He played the 11th hole. He got to the 12th tee box. Now, boys and girls, the tee box on a golf course is that place where you stand to address the golf ball with your golf club. And because he had played this golf course many times, he knew that to get his ball from the tee box where you first stand all the way over to the hole required his favorite golf club, which happened to be a titanium 7-iron. He grabbed that 7-iron golf club from his golf bag and he placed it down in front of the golf ball. Boys and girls, it's a true story. Just as the golfer reached the apex of his swing in this position, guess what happened? A bolt of electricity struck the head of that 7-iron titanium golf club. That bolt of electricity shot down the shaft of that golf club, bounced off and struck that golfer at the base of his neck. That lightning bolt, true story, traveled down the golfer's spine into a pocket where he had car keys. Those car keys saved his life. That bolt of electricity that struck him in the neck and traveled down his spine and into that pocket where those car keys were located, that bolt of lightning hit those car keys, bounced off, and that lightning bolt struck a nearby tree. And miraculously, the golfer survived, but he was badly burned. The moral to the story is when you hear that thunderstorms are putting out lightning nearby, you don't want to stand out on the golf course holding up a titanium 7-iron golf club. If you ever hear thunder, which accompanies lightning, you don't want to be out on the playground near metal playground equipment. If you see lightning, you don't want to be in a swimming pool. You don't want to be standing under a tree. You don't want to be the tallest object around if there's lightning. Because boys and girls, let me tell you something. Lightning has one mission, and that's to get down to the ground as quickly as it can. And it will do so through trees and telephone poles and titanium 7-iron golf clubs and first, second and third graders and weathermen. Lightning loves to strike objects above the ground. So here's what I always try to get my students to understand. When thunder rolls, you need to realize that you're near lightning. When thunder roars, go indoors. When thunder roars, go indoors. Say that with me. When thunder roars, go indoors. One more time, louder. When thunder thunder roars, go indoors. Boys and girls, you can be safe if you'll remember that little rhyme, because thunder is caused by lightning. Here's how that works real quick. Remember, lightning is electricity, and as it streaks across the sky, it heats up the air around it. That air expands, and then seconds later, that air contracts. That air gets big, and then it gets small. And when you hear boom, 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 when you hear a thunderclap, you are hearing the explosion of air around a lightning bolt. So, when thunder roars, now I want you to be sure and tell all your little brothers, sisters, moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunts, dogs, cats. I want you to be sure everybody in your house knows when thunder roars to go indoors, okay? Good lesson. I don't want you to get struck by lightning, because believe it or not, it happens every year. People get struck because they don't know to go indoors when thunder roars. If you can see lightning, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Okay, enough about lightning. Now, we're running close on time. So we got to get to the real issue at hand here. We got to get serious and get to the meat of this matter. We got to talk about twisters, tornadoes. We got to get real, folks. We got to understand about these powerful storms. Boys and girls, tornadoes unfortunately happen. They do happen here in Central Texas. And remember, unlike a hurricane or a tropical storm which forms out over the water, tornadoes form right here, sometimes right in your neighborhood. And scientists say that if a tornado touches down near you, you might have as little as 30 seconds to know where to go and to get there. So I want you right now to pay close attention as we give you the facts that will help save you and your family's life from these terrible storms. Now, first of all, a tornado doesn't think. It doesn't have a mind. It doesn't try to aim at trailer parks or mobile home communities. It can happen in low spots. Tornadoes can happen on top of hills. Tornadoes just happen. They are always attached to a thunderstorm. Boys and girls, hear this. You can't have a tornado without a thunderstorm first. It is from thunderstorms that tornadoes are born. But what is a tornado? Well, here's what a tornado is. It's nothing more than a spinning windstorm. That's all a twister is. Whether you call it a tornado or a twister, they're powerful windstorms, and they are always attached to the bottom or base of a powerful thunderstorm. And I'm often asked, well, how does a tornado stop and go away? Well, because a tornado is always attached to a thunderstorm, once that thunderstorm weakens and collapses, so does the twister, so does the tornado. But as long as that thunderstorm is powerful and strong, so too will be the twister, the tornado. So, because it's a spinning windstorm and traveling that tornado on top of the ground, you've got to get in a safe place. You've got to get there quickly. So we're going to talk about how you and your family can be safe. Now, obviously, it's a no-brainer. If a tornado is spinning here in this neighborhood on top of the ground and moving around, if you can get underground in a basement or a storm shelter, that would be the very best place of all to be. But how many of you live in a home like mine? I don't have a basement. I don't have an underground shelter to go down into. All of my rooms are above ground. So if you're like me, I've got good news for you. You do have 3 places of safety inside your home or apartment that you can go to in order to be safe. So we're going to talk about those places. You may put your hands down. Now, because it is a windstorm and it is moving along on top of the ground, the higher up you are, the stronger the winds. The lower you are to the ground, the lower the winds are. And boys and girls, if you've ever seen pictures of homes and neighborhoods that have been hit by tornadoes, many times walls collapse. So you've got to get to a safe place inside your home or apartment. If you don't have a basement or storm shelter, you do have three places of safety that you and your family can take cover in order to be safe. The third best place inside your home, the third best place is that long, narrow corridor that leads off into bedrooms, bathrooms, and closets. That long, narrow corridor in everybody's home or apartment is called a hallway. In many schools that I visit, hallways are the pre-designated spot for students to take cover in during tornado drills. Hallways are good in most homes and apartments because, look at me, hallways don't have any what? Windows. They're usually in the middle of the home or apartment, away from outer walls. They're usually centrally located, those hallways. So if you need to take cover and you can't get to the second or first best place, the third best place is a hallway because it doesn't have any windows and it's away from outer walls. Now, the second best place to be, if you can't get into a hallway, and we're moving toward the best place, but the second best place is the spot in your home or apartment where hopefully when you get home from school on a cold winter day, you hang your jackets or your coats. A closet. A closet is the second best place to be, and here's why. Closets are small, and like hallways, they have no windows. But you've got to be smart today. You've got to go home and figure out which closet in your home or apartment is closest to the middle, because a middle closet, closest to the center of your home or apartment, is the best closet of all because it's far away from outer walls and it has no windows. So a closet close to the middle is the second best place to be if you ever find yourself and your family in the path of a killer twister or tornado. So closets come in as the second best place. The first and best place of all to be in a tornado is the bathroom. If a tornado is coming and you think you're in the path of it, stop what you're doing and go to the bathroom. The bathroom is the safest place, and here's why. Here's the secret to why your bathroom is the safest place. Unlike other walls in your home or apartment, inside the bathroom walls, if you had, does anyone here have X-ray vision? Can you look through walls? Well, many times I'm sure you wished you could. But if you did have X-ray vision and you could look through the walls of your bathroom, you would see pipes, plumbing made of metal or sturdy PVC plastic. There are pipes running through the walls of your bathroom. Those pipes go underground and up into the sink and the bathtub. Those pipes in your bathroom's walls do two things to protect you from twisters, tornadoes, and severe windstorms. Those pipes in the walls of your bathroom, first of all, help to hold the bathroom walls up when other walls fall down. Second of all, those pipes in the walls of your bathroom can stop, slow down, or deflect flying objects that are airborne, like missiles in the winds of a storm or a tornado. It is said that if you can get into an interior bathroom on the lowest floor of your home or apartment, you can survive nearly 90% of all tornadoes, and that's a pretty good statistic. So, if a tornado or even a severe storm is barreling through the neighborhood, and you find out you are in its path, stop what you're doing and seek cover quickly. All right, what have we learned? We've learned that a tornado is a windstorm. We have also learned that you can't have a tornado without what first? Without a thunderstorm first. But I didn't really go completely through the explanation of that. While you can't have a tornado without a thunderstorm first, believe me, not all thunderstorms produce tornadoes. They're pretty rare. But when they happen, you might have 30 seconds or less to get to one of those three places. The third best place in your home or apartment to take cover if a severe storm or tornado is coming is the hallway. Hallways are good because they're centrally located, and in most homes and apartments they don't have any windows. That makes them the third best place. The second best place in your home or apartment is a closets are good, especially if you pick one close to the middle of the house. Middle closet. Closets are good because, like hallways in most homes, they have no window. And the number one place in your home or apartment if a tornado is coming is the bathroom. I can't hear you. I heard you that time. Now, boys and girls, if you can remember just a few of these simple facts and pass them on to your family, you can help save your family's life. And I hope today, when you get home from school, you'll open up a conversation, a dialogue with your family. Share with them the information in my Project Tornado book. Come up with a household safety plan. Make sure your family knows when thunder roars. Make sure your family knows that there are three places of safety if you don't have a basement or storm shelter in a tornado: hallways, closets, and bathrooms. That information could save your family's life someday. So, raise your hand, your right hand, and repeat after me. Raise your right hand, that's this hand right here. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly promise that I will remember the tornado safety tips. I will share them with every member of my family. I will come up with a household safety plan. And I will watch Channel 10 tonight on TV. I just threw that in. That doesn't have anything to do with saving your lives, but it sure would make mine a lot better if you would.